What is up, YouTube? Bobbles and Ball Cards back with another video. Hope everybody has had a good week. We got through it. It's Friday. Hope everybody has been safe, healthy. Hope everybody's families are safe and healthy. Obviously, we're still dealing with these trying times in the world. Anyway, I want to start just by saying thank you to all of the new subscribers. It has been very, very appreciative of all of you. Everybody that's reached out and asked questions. People that have mentioned us in other videos that on their channels. People that have shared the code. That's great news to hear as well. I do want to clarify something, and I don't really think that the majority of people that have spoken with me personally, but this question was brought up on Reddit. It was asking me if I get any benefit or discounts or special treatment or everything or anything like that, and that answer is a complete no. I don't get any gain from it. I also am not using the code myself. I do bulk submission, so I'm already getting, a discounted rate because I'm submitting bulk amount of cards. It's not much less than standard rate, but it does work for what I'm trying to do with my cards, and allows me to send them in a bulk format, and it saves me a little bit of money per card. So with that being said, this code was specifically because Level Jumper brought it up in chat on Saturday. I promised, and I've told you guys before, if there's something I can do, I'm willing to try to do it. I'm not going to tell you guys something and at least not put forth an effort. The question was asked. I said I would see what I could do. We got it done. The code is for everybody, whether, originally I thought it was just for new submitters to allow people who may be on the fence and wanted to give SGC a shot. It turns out, as y'all seen, if you watch the video that I did when I revealed the code, it does actually work for people who have also submitted. The code is just a thank you. It's not to benefit me or anything like that. It's just something to give back to you guys, or especially people that want to give them a try. It's 10% off. It's not a whole lot, but it is just a small incentive to maybe let somebody submit a couple cards at a smaller discounted rate. So I just wanted to clarify that because I don't want anybody to think that I'm benefiting off of this. That's not the purpose at all. The question was asked to me, and I reached out to SGC. So with that, today's topics, I just had a couple things, some other questions that were asked about, and I thought I would just go ahead and make a video to discuss them. I think it would be easier. One of the questions that I've had a lot is with turnaround times. I don't know if people are just misconceiving or misunderstanding when you choose a turnaround time, exactly what that turnaround time means. So I wanted to go over that today. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the other screen here. That way I can go to the website and kind of give some better examples. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just start a new submission. And we're going to go to card grading. I'm going to go ahead and go back to that John Morant I used the other night. Add it here. Okay. Actually, before I get into the turnaround times, let me go ahead and start with the other topic since it's right here. The other topic that's been asked of me, how do you specify a declared value? Now, I don't know if people are confused on whether they should declare the value as pre-grade or post-grade, or do you have to be exact on what the value is? The clear-cut answer to that, do your best research. You know your cards. You pretty much know the value of your cards, or most people, you should. Obviously, if you're submitting it for grading, you pretty much know an estimated price. One thing I showed you guys this website the other day, this 130point.com. The best suggestion I can do for you is, I'll use this for an example. This 2018 Topps Holiday Acuna. It's actually one of the cards I sent off in the giveaway. Just go in here and just, type in here, and obviously we're going to do SGC. But let's say SGC hasn't graded one of these. So we'll go PSA, okay? Now, just go on this site and go through here and kind of look and see what the prices of them are, okay? You see, you can the prices kind of bounce around. Now, pay attention too of what they are, because this is a lot and it's $80, These prices all vary here. This has an auto in it with the holiday card. It went for $150. The prices vary around. Anything like this, if it says sale price but then a best offer price, I don't really pay attention to that, because I think there's a glitch in this site. If they had it up for $100, I don't think somebody would send them a $100 best offer. So, for example of this card, we're gonna say it's about, we got a 55 here on an SGC, a 70, and a 60. Obviously, the SGC card, since you're sending the SGC, this would be roughly your price. Now, with that being said, there's not many. We can go to SGC here real quick. You see, there's not many of them sold. You have a 9.5 and then you have two 10s. So you got $50 and $55. So if you think this card is, right now, this card's on the upswing. It was only selling for $50 to $55 just a couple of days ago in a PSA. This one here that sold, it's actually my card. I sold it to a guy tonight. I had it up for $60. It's hard for me to sit there and go on eBay and change my prices every day, especially with the way the market is. And this card had a lot of watchers. I probably could have got, $60, $65 for it. But I went ahead and let it go for $55. So anyway, you have to look at today. This card is $55, but look over the course of the past couple of days. Is it increasing? And compare it with BGS, compare it with PSA, get an idea of all of the grading companies. And then, especially with SGC still limited on how many cards are on the market and being sold, and then get your price at that point. Now, for that, like right here, if I was doing an Acuna holiday, then I would be, I'd put it at like $60, okay? This isn't an exact science. This is more what you feel the card will be worth based on the grade it potentially would get. With that being said, you have to know, obviously everybody when they send their card in, 9 times out of 10 they're going to be like, oh, it's a 10. You have to inspect your cards and you have to be realistic. If you don't think it's going to get a 10, then don't put the 10 price. Also take into consideration, this is more for insurance purposes, for them to return the shipping. When you do your full order, it will have a total estimated value of your cards. So that gives them an idea of what they need to insure the package for when they send it back to you. Now, with SGC so far, I haven't had any issues with like a declared value thing where they've upcharged me or anything like that. I know with PSA, it was real tough with them to gauge a declared value, and they're sort of strict on it sometimes, but they tell you to check their SMR guide, and I'm going to tell you that SMR guide is basically pointless. Like, it's a gimmick that they send it out just to be saying that when you sign up for the membership, you're getting something, in return. The prices in that thing are like hardly ever updated. A Lucas Silver was in there for $400 when it was selling for $2,000 on eBay. I mean, that's kind of the thing there is they want to say you can submit and compare it to SMR, but then if they really want to, they can call you or contact you, because they don't charge you until after they grade the cards. So if they really wanted to, they could say, oh, well, this card's current value, because we've taken, a month, 2 months, however long it takes them, is now $2,000, and you have to pay more for your submission fee. That's where it becomes a real hassle. So far, and I can't, I'm not saying it hasn't happened to anybody else, but me personally, I have not come across this with SGC where there was any kind of upcharge or anything like that. Just use your best judgment. Don't put $20 on a card that you know is worth $1,000. I mean, let's be reasonable here. Try to be somewhat close. And you, like I said, use your best judgment. Compare prices. Look at past sales, things of that sort. If it's like a 1-on-1 or something, obviously you're not going to find a sale on it. Maybe compare it with a comparable product. Like if it's Topps Tier 1, maybe look at a Triple Threads, or just that sort of thing. Just kind of compare prices on what another product that is similar in value would have if a 1-on-1 is sold. Or even go into a player, like look for another player, see if you can find a player that's comparable in a 1-on-1. It's not an exact science. They're not gonna not grade your cards if you don't have the declared value right. It's more for their sake, for return shipping, so they can just look at the packing slip and say, okay, these cards, the customer declares the value at X number of dollars, and that's what the package needs to be insured for, based upon, reasonable grading. Okay, so for right now, I'm going to go ahead and put $100 in this, just so I can get to the next screen here. Where is it at? Declared value. Why isn't it letting me go? I'll go ahead and refresh my screen real quick. Okay, $100. Why isn't it letting me do this? Oh, there it goes. I had to click on that little, y'all couldn't see it, I had to click on that little exclamation point. Okay, so we got all of our declared value in there now. Here is the next question. This is about turnaround times and the misconception of what turnaround time actually means. Some people have literally thought, okay, by the time the postal service or whoever delivers my package, 2 days later, if I select, 2-day turnaround time right here, in 2 days they'll have it done and it'll be back to me. That's not the case. I want to go into this a little bit just to kind of explain it and kind of give you guys an idea. Those of you who have graded, you're familiar with the turnaround time. You know that SGC has really good turnaround times. Obviously, they may be a little delayed right now. We have a virus going on, and they're working hard to stay open and get collectors their cards back. I'm not going to say that they're not going to possibly go a day or two, or even 3 days past a turnaround time. But they're going to do the best they can, and they're going to get your stuff back quicker than pretty much I would lay money on any other grader. Just from what I've seen and what I've heard from other people and everything, I was honestly shocked when I did my first submission with them of how quickly they got it back. Granted, that was cusp of the virus and shutdowns and all this other stuff, but they still they've done great. So anyway, let me go into this and explain. And we'll use 10-day as an example. What this means is from the day that you take it to the post office, you ship it out, they get your cards, okay? Normally, from what I've seen in my experience, once your package and your tracking says delivered to them in Florida, it takes approximately 2, maybe 3 business days for your cards to show up in the system as submitted. From that point, once your cards are entered in the system, it would be 10 business days from that point. So, today, like, say you put the package in the mail this weekend, tomorrow, you drop a package off. And we'll say the post office on priority, it gets there, let's just use Tuesday as an example. So, you got, tomorrow's the 25th, 26th is Sunday, you got 27th is Monday, and then we'll say it's checked in on the 28th, okay? So, the 28th is checked in. From there, it's 10 days, 10 business days. So you have the 29th, 30th, and the 1st would be 3. And then you take the 2nd and 3rd as the weekend. You have 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. So you're up to 8 business days. 9th and 10th would be weekends. So 11th and 12th. So let's see, they receive it on the 28th, check it in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means it would be estimated May 12th to be completed. Now, I say estimated because these are times that they really strive hard to hit. Obviously, circumstances happen. Just like the coronavirus. They are working. They are doing their best to meet the deadlines. I have not heard of anybody saying that they're delayed or that they're taking longer. So, with that being said, you know, just remember, they're doing a service to help collectors. Obviously, it's putting money in their pocket. Obviously, it is helping them that BGS and PSA was shut down. That's not a secret. It's helping them gain notability in the collecting world, which is great news for all of us. For them, even PSA and BGS. I bet if they would willing to admit, if SGC taking on board more customers could help them with, you know, their turnaround times from not being so slammed, that's great news for them too. Yeah, they're going to be losing some money, but they're also going to be getting, you know, caught up, getting things turned quicker, and that could also help them make money because they don't, like PSA doesn't charge until they're done grading. So, you know, just because they have all that stock there, if they're not grading the cards, they're not charging the customer. So, you know, if they're able to pump cards out and get more done, that's more charges they can make. So anyway, I just wanted to discuss that with you guys, that, you know, the estimated value and the turnaround time. You know, obviously from that point they would ship it back. So I would say, just an example of a 10-day turnaround time, if you mailed the package tomorrow, which would be the 25th, and they received it the 28th, you would get it back approximately May 15th. Give or take, you know, maybe a day, 2 days, whatever. That's a realistic example of a turnaround time. Don't sit there and think, okay, well, the post office says it's delivered, they got 2 days to get it done. Because it's not how it works. They have to get every package, open every package, check the packing slips, check the turnaround times. They have to put, you know, in order, okay, these are 1 day, these are 2 day. You know, it's just not feasible. It's not open the packet, you know, get it, open it, grade it. That isn't how it works. But still, it's pretty fast and it's cheap. You know, those rates you can see there, 18 days on a seven-day turnaround. You know, and I'm not going to continue bashing PSA or anything, but I'll tell you, I did an 8-day turnaround back in November, back before coronavirus, or actually it was October, back before coronavirus was even talked about. The U.S. hadn't been affected at all, none of it. I submitted a card for 8-day service. It cost me $75 as a service fee and $29 return shipping. It was $104 for one card on 8 days. Right here, 7 days, $18. $18. You can submit, 4 cards for the same price that I submitted one. And I guarantee that they will be really, really, really close, if not beat the 7-day turnaround time. It took PSA over a month to get me a card back, one card that was 8-day turnaround. That is really one reason that I looked for other options, because at that point I was like, if they can't do one card that I'm paying over $100 for, God help me that I have over 1,000 cards on what to grade and send in 100 some at a time. How long is this going to take? That's when I started exploring other options. And I'm glad I did. I couldn't be any more happier, honestly. Anyway, so if anybody has any other questions about that or any comments, if I said something wrong, I apologize. I tried to be as explanatory as well as, transparent and correct on what I'm saying as possible. But anyway, I had one other thing I wanted to go over with you guys and give this company a shout out. One thing, this is a cheap investment. When you get your cards graded, these slabs, you want to protect your cards. Everybody puts their cards in penny sleeves and top loaders or mags or one touches, whatever. We spend the money to protect our cards, whether they're, when they're raw. And then we get these and we pay to have the grades done and the slabs and all that. And we want, a lot of people like to display their cards. So if I go to sell this card and it's got a bunch of scratches all over it or, whatever, the buyer's not going to be happy. They might want to display this. So I wanted to show you guys. Here, see I have this little sleeve on it. I found this company, I think Elite Co 3 started using these, and who was the other guy? I know 502 Frank mentioned he got some for PSA, I believe. It was somebody else. I can't think off the top of my head. But if you look, I know I had went over this in another video of ones I was using, but these really, really, really fit nice. They have a little bit of little edge right here, on the sides. But other than that, like top to bottom, these things are just sharp. They, they display nice. You don't have a bunch of extra space on either side or top to bottom. These sleeves are nice. And they're by a company called Superior. Oh, I'm sitting here trying to show you guys on the main camera, and I have my other screen up. You can laugh at me now. Anyway, these are what I'm talking about. These sleeves. Like, see, it's got a little bit of extra to it, but top to bottom, they're really, really nice. And they protect your cases. They're not going to get all scratched up. And really, if you're selling cards, I really highly suggest these. And like I said, even for your personal collection, these things are sharp. But the company is called Superior Fit Innovations. I had seen other people using them for PSA. My wife actually got online doing some research. Their site said that they didn't have SGC in stock yet. But I want to show you, I give this company a lot of credit because not only is it a good product, and I'm going to go back over to the other screen now. Okay, Right now it says, this information right here, it says they're going to be closed from sales until May 4th. They're going to try to open sooner. And obviously it says, due to recent events, our supply chain has been disrupted. So obviously whoever their supplier is for the plastic or whatever that they make the sleeves with probably is having a hard time. I know I've heard penny sleeves are starting to be, and top loaders are starting to be in short demand. I'm guessing because of the same situation. But anyway, it says they have a lack of stock, but they're going to try to revamp their business because of unusual surge in sales. That's awesome for a company that when, you know, a few guys can give them a shout out and it bumps their business up. But then for them to realize, hey, you know, this was unexpected, but they're rethinking their business model to meet demands. That I give an A+ to. You know, when a company starts, they can't think of, oh, well, we're going to be bombarded in sales. Let's go ahead and hire on a ton of people. As things change, they have to make changes. And I was really glad to see this. This company was really awesome. They replied back to my wife when she emailed them about the SGC sleeves. They had them up in stock really quickly on their site. And we purchased some and they got here real quick. They also send, here, I'll show you down here. They have like top loader sleeves. They have mag sleeves. They have all kinds of sleeves for all sorts of different things. And they'll send you a little sample packet, so in case you want to buy some for a mag or for a top loader or whatever, you can go ahead and try them out and see how they fit, which is awesome. Now, here's the graded cards, and it's kind of tricky because they got an old SGC label card on here, so it took me even a minute to find it. I had to read. But look, 50 sleeves for $3.75. You can't beat that. I mean, you can't go to your hobby shop and buy them for that price. So anyway, I just wanted to give that company a shout out. I know a couple other guys have been using them on PSA and everything. And I was able to obtain the SGC ones. And, you know, as I showed you guys, they fit great. And the company, you know, like I said, that revamping their business model and everything, that's a lot of respect. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to get on, discuss those topics, hopefully answer some questions if anybody else had those questions regarding declared value and turnaround time and things like that. And then obviously mention these sleeves. It looks like you're going to have to wait a little bit to be able to order any, but I highly suggest them. But with that, guys, I'm probably going to be doing a video probably tomorrow night. I'll post on Instagram probably, whether if I decide to get on and do it. But I need to do my reveal for my next submission, and I'm probably going to go ahead and do that as a live. That way I can kind of talk with you guys. I really enjoy doing that while I'm showing off what I'm going to be sending in. So stay tuned for that, and till the next video, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, but I'm out.